Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of ClearSK, I would like to extend a very warm welcome to all of you and appreciate you taking time off to join us this afternoon. Welcome to Stay Beautiful, Stay Confident webinar. For today's session, we'll be having Dr. Xiao, our main guest speaker and medical director of ClearSK, sharing with you on how to stay beautiful and confident for both your body and skin. Let's take a look at the testimonial of one of our valued customers, Shu Mei, whom has allowed ClearSK to continue taking care of her skin and body, achieving desirable results throughout these many years.
I'm Shu Mei, founder of Mandeville Conservatory of Music. I feel blessed to have ClearSK as my beauty and wellness partner. They raise my self-confidence. I'm so much more confident in myself and the way I look than before. I really look forward to every performance and I enjoy my every moment on stage while playing music with my fellow musicians. Life as a director of a music school and a performer can be very busy. And being in the limelight, I've always been interested to explore ways to look my utter best. As I'm quite often filmed and photographed during my performances, I became conscious of my appearance. I always wished to have a more defined facial contour. On screen, I just didn't want to look fat. I wanted a sharper and more well-defined jawline, and of course, a more radiant look. As I grow older, the bulging tummy is always a problem. At one point, people were congratulating me for being pregnant. During my performances, I would try to hide my tummy, but with little success. Even my fashion designer noticed the bulge and was reminding me to constantly reflect on my figure, or I won't be doing justice to his designs. I was obsessively conscious of it, and I was desperately looking for solutions. Besides my work, I love outdoor activities such as cycling, scuba diving, and like most Singaporeans, I also love food, and I have a gastronomic and voracious appetite. As such, despite my active and busy lifestyle, I was unable to achieve the slim look. Therefore, I really needed a complete suite of fast and effective treatments that fits my busy schedule. Fortunately, a few friends told me about what aesthetics treatment can do. I decided to consult a CSK aesthetic doctor to plan a treatment program for me. I went to ClearSK Medi Aesthetics, where it offers face and body shaping programs designed by doctors and powered by medical technology. The results surprised me and I knew I found it. But most importantly, there's no interruption to my work and I look better and better each day. I simply love the way I look now. Nowadays, my friends are always complimenting that I look younger and so much better than before. Even my fashion designer was asking about my secrets to looking young and slim in such a short time. In fact, I was thrilled and privileged to appear on national TV, the Singapore Star Awards 2014. Now I feel good, I'm confident and I'm energetic. And the best thing is I get to wear dresses that show off my figure. All this would not have been possible without ClearSK. Thank you, ClearSK.
Hope you have enjoyed the testimonial, and may you be like Shu Mei, allowing ClearSK to take care of you for the many years to come. Allow me now to share with you how ClearSK has expanded for this past 12 years and still continue to grow in the Asia region. ClearSK is the most established and full-fledged Singaporean aesthetic brand with branches in Shanghai and Suzhou. It is the only medi-aesthetic chain awarded Singapore Service Class and several other awards such as in Women's Weekly, Harper Bazaar, and many more since year 2013. In our homeland Singapore, we have 5 clinics at 4 corners of the island, which you can rest assured You'll be in the good hands of our team of professional and experienced group of doctors to help you achieve desirable results for both your body and skin. Let's take a look where are the 5 clinics located in Singapore. Here you can see we have 5 clinics and also over in Shanghai. And you can find ClearSK at Scott's Medical Center as well as Novena Medical Center, which is our premium outlets. We can look at the slide, the next slide. Yes, this is actually our group experience of doctors that will take care of you. This is our Scott's Medical Center, our premium outlet. And Novena Medical Center as well. And over at the West Zone, you can find ClearSK at Westgate. And another 2 outlets over at Kovan and North Point City at Yishun. Over in China, ClearSK is located in the central belt of both Shanghai and Suzhou provinces. And there is a team of dedicated, experienced staff and doctors that will serve our valued customers overseas. Now, let's move on to today's program highlight. Dr. Shah will be giving insights on how to stay beautiful and confident for both your body and face in the next 30 minutes, which will include a quiz time that allows the participation from all of you. After the sharing session, we will have our panelist doctor addressing any questions from you during the Q&A session. Last but not least, let's take a look at what's inside your goodie bag today. You'll be getting our signature Aqua Radiance Mask, Brightening Cleanser, Acne Control Cream, and a treatment voucher, all by ClearSK, total worth up to $290. On how you can obtain this goodie bag, stay online with us for the next 1 hour, and more details will be provided for you at the end of the webinar session. Let me introduce you Dr. Shao, who has been performing aesthetic laser since year 2000. She's now a doctor trainer for other doctors for advanced anti-wrinkle injectable treatments that includes fillers, Botox, as well as sculpture rejuvenating techniques. Dr. Shah is often invited to speak at seminars and conferences, including appearing on our MediaCorp Channel 5 Body and Soul Talk Show and in the top Shanghai Xinjiang aesthetic field, social media to help educate the public in the aesthetics field. Her well-rounded training and years of experience in medical aesthetics has positioned her as the professional to look for to perfect your skin and body. Let us now watch a short video introduction of Dr. Xiao. Thank you, Dr. Shao, for the video introduction. Without further ado, let's welcome Dr. Shao now to share with us how we can look forward to having a beautiful and confident self. Dr. Shao, the time is all yours.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. We're going to have a fun time learning a lot about face and body shaping. Thanks for coming. I'm starting now. Okay. All right. Okay. Can you see me now?
Yes, Dr. Shao can see you.
Can you see the slide now?
Not as yet.
Okay, let me see. Jasmine. All right. Okay.
Okay, we can see now. Thank you.
Okay. All right, sorry about the technical hiccups. Okay, so today's topic is one of the popular topics for this season is face and body shaping. Why it's popular is because after the lockdown, a lot of people has become out of shape. Reason because of the sudden change of lifestyle. We can no longer go for our favorite gym and exercise classes. And also we ended up very sedentary and eating at home is so easy, right? Yeah, so I have a lot of requests from patients like, hey, how can I get back my normal shape? And I thought it's so relevant to share with everybody here how we can get back our face and body again. Okay, right. Okay, so we'll start off with face shaping first. Reason why I'm sharing about it is because this is a cheat sheet in the sense that if the face shape makes us look slimmer, we actually immediately took like 3 to 5 kgs off within like a very short time. So I'll start with something easy. Okay, so for a start, actually face shape does affect the way a man look. So good looks in men actually can be a factor, but for men somehow they're luckier because studies show that women always choose better looking guys for flings, but not for long-term relationship. However, we all know that these three guys are definitely not the most attractive, to the eye. But this gentleman is actually one of the most good-looking men in Korea. So this is a good-looking man. You look at his face shape; it's somehow very different from the other three because it is a bit more, it fits the mask that I've shown here on the screen. This is called the golden mask. Okay. Next is for women. So these two women are sweet-natured and nice, but somehow they're just not the eye-catching. And unfortunately for women, the University of Austin has found that 75% of men actually find good looks the most important factor for them when they look for their life partner. So we know that, for example, this lady is Kim K-hee. She's like the most popular and prettiest Korean star because she's so naturally pretty without plastic surgery, and her face actually fit into the golden mask as shown right here. All right, so what it means is that actually there's a mathematics behind beauty. When we say a face shape is beautiful, it's actually mathematics. And what it means is actually the face is divided into fifths. If you look upon it longitudinally, that means a ear, the cheek, the nose, the ratio, it should be similar so that the person have a very symmetrical and attractive looking to the person looking at her or him. And similarly, the face is divided into thirds in which the forehead, the nose, and the lower face, such as the chin, should be of similar proportion so that it gives a very proportional look. Similarly, the ratio of the width of the face to the length of the face should be 1:1.6, which is called the golden ratio. And this same ratio is applied throughout the whole face. Like for example, the eye should be the same length as the width of the nose. The ratio between the eyebrow to the nose and the ratio to the nose to the lip is all a standard kind of formula to give that good looking face and face shape. So now we know why, certain people at one glance, we just find them so good looking and we can't explain why. Just, hey, this is better looking. Hey, that's not as attractive. Our eyes can decide this very quickly. Okay, so that is about face shape. And the next cause of changes in face shape is actually this thing called aging, sadly. Okay, so you can see this picture, actually 4 pictures of 4 women in the same family, and you saw the young toddler who has a round face, and then her mother who has a V-shaped face, the grandmother who start to have like broadening face, and then the great grandmother who has a very broad lower face again. And this is all due to the 4Ds of aging. So you can see this is what I mean by the aging triangle. So the triangle turns from an inverted triangle, it turns into the upright triangle. And this is due to a widening face caused by sagging, fat deposits, thickening jaw muscles due to chewing or teeth grinding. And of course, you can see along with it, the skin texture worsens, like the eyes look tired, wrinkles happen, skin tone get worse. And that's why somehow we always like to say V-face is a look of youth, and the Chinese called it the Xing Xing Lian, which means a heart-shaped face. Okay. Okay, so this picture merely talks about this technology called Ultrasound Haifu. So I'm going to share about the technology called Haifu, which is now gaining popularity in the medical aesthetic world because of what it can do. So what it means in the picture is that, oh, unfortunately it's a bit blur, is that there are not many technology like lasers, RF, Althera, but Althera is the one that we actually called it non-surgical facelift. Reason being, it can reach the depth of the muscles, as seen in this picture here, as deep as what the knife can do, but without a surgery. And on top of that, that it can achieve the depth, it also can achieve what you call collagen remodeling. So the collagen will be stimulated to grow more and tighten, so the face actually look younger. So it actually has a fundamental change to our skin because there is collagen growth, okay? All right, so now everybody will ask me, say, am I suitable? Who is the best kind of candidate who can get the best result for non-surgical face shaping? Because, you know, I'm sure a lot of us do not really relish the idea of having surgery done, right? Okay, so generally people who start to have recently noticed sagging, recent onset sagging, people with mild to moderate aging, issues, less photo aging means that people who don't really go into sun a lot, so generally their skin is in a better condition. Okay, the age between 28 to 45. So a lot of people are like very surprised, why 28? Okay, but typically we all know that after 25 we start to age, right? So in some countries, for example, the Koreans, they actually started anti-aging treatment as early as 26, and that's a protocol for them. Okay, so until 45, but of course for some of us we might be older, but actually our skin condition is actually rather good, like better skin texture, the skin is quite elastic and thicker, and the skin is hydrated. So these people also have very good results when they do this non-surgical face shaping. But what about those people who do not have this sort of skin condition and all that? No worries, usually a combination treatment may be recommended, like we might recommend to do some hydration first to make the skin like healthier before we embark on other treatments so that you get better results, okay, for the same treatment. All right, so it's just an advice on how to see, whether it suits you, right? Okay, so this is just to highlight what are the areas that can be treated using Haifu. Okay, so the most famous system in the world is called the Althera Altherapy system. Okay, it is the first to be launched in the world. It's also got the American US FDA approval. It has a lot of research papers and is used worldwide by celebrities. It's also very powerful in the sense that it's the most high-powered machine. Its advantage is that it actually can do this special scanning so that doctors can do like an assessment before they do this. This machine is very famous, and actually I've also worked very closely with the media, like with the Women's Weekly, with New York Magazine, and with Joanne Pei and Jamie Yeo to actually educate the public about this machine. So it's a very well researched and popular machine. Okay, and recently, okay, this is a very nice short video to explain to us why actually it's so unique as a Haifu. Okay, so you can see the layers under the skin. Okay, so we actually appear on Channel 5 to show an educational demonstration to the public. Yeah. Okay, so actress, yeah, so she actually volunteered to be the so-called the model for us to see how her skin like layer is. Yeah, so you can see right here how it's done.
This is like the ultrasound that people do for their babies, right? It's ultrasound.
Definitely the same exact ultrasound. Okay, I can handle that.
Okay, let's have a look.
Babies. Okay.
So it's like an ultrasound that people do for pregnancy or for scanning, but it's for the face.
Right, you're gonna see something coming up soon.
Oh,
Okay, great.
And you can see on the screen, the ultrasound picture is taken and a screenshot is made.
You can see actually there are different layers on the screen. The topmost layer being the epidermis or the skin layer. So it's about slightly less than 1.5 millimeter. Then you see other streaky layers. That's actually the different muscle layers under the skin. The thickest one, as you can see, at the 3 mm mark. So that's the part that I'll be treating to do a lifting effect. And right at the bottom, as a point of interest, you can see a sliding line at the bottom. That's actually the bone.
The bone, the jaw bone?
Yes, the jaw bone. So you can see so accurately the different layers under the skin.
That's so.
Okay, so this is actually what it can do. Okay, so I think that explains quite clearly because our therapy can actually do a pre-treatment scanning, and that's why it tends to be a bit more expensive, but it helps doctors to plan the treatment ahead of time. Okay, the next Haifu that is very gaining popularity is this brand called Ultraformer. This is actually the most high-level Haifu from Korea. It's very powerful and it's designed for Asians with thinner skin and smaller bones. So, so for patients who find our therapy a bit too painful for them, or do they like the effect, they will actually opt for this. So this treatment is only done once to twice a year because it's quite powerful. An additional, a new special thing about it is that recently the scientists have enhanced the function that it can also be done on the body. Like for instance, in the picture it shows can be done on the underarms, the arms, the flanks, the thighs, the legs, the abdomen, to break down thin layer of fat as well as to tighten the muscle layer. So we'll share about that later. So this is another Haifu that you might consider because let's say your skin is thinner and you find that your pain threshold is really not on the high side. So bear in mind that the power is slightly lower because it's meant for thinner skin, but the effects are also quite good. So the third one, this is a new launch. We call it ultrasonic lift or lifteria. Usually 3 to 4 sessions are needed, and it can be very tailored to very small like corners of the face. Like for instance, just the eyelid area, as you can see here. This one, they just did one side, and this side of the eyelid actually got lifted because it was treated around here. Similarly for here also, after treating, the nasolabial fold actually goes away. And then same here, also get more tightened. So actually it's very interesting that it can give results very immediate because it's very focused on a small area. The only catch is that because the power is gentler, you need a few sessions, but it's great for, let's say, before an event. You need to look really good. You have a important dinner tomorrow. You're being out with your classmates after the CB. You want to meet up with people and look good. And without a mask, yeah, this is something you can do, and it's very comfortable. So that's why there are different types of Haifu, but all these that I'm sharing are considered what we call medical grade Haifu. That means the power are assessed properly by scientists and is found to be effective. Okay. So these pictures, okay, this is just to compare and contrast. So generally when the sagging starts and is milder, the results are a lot better. So you can see for this lady who is younger, her results are very nice. So the eyebrows are lifted, and after that, the forehead lifted, she looks so much younger. For this older lady, her skin condition is quite poor. So you can see, even though she really experienced lifting, but she doesn't look a lot younger. So it's very important to start as early as you can because you get a better value for money. Similarly, you can also work on skin laxity like the jawline. So like this lady really looked way younger and fresher when her jawline is tightened up. As opposed to here, although it's improved, there's not very visible difference, still look tired, yeah. So like I say, the jawline shaping is actually now a very popular treatment for face shaping because when the jawline is tightened, it gives us a very V face and look younger, right? Okay, this is something that a lot of us are not aware, is that actually you can do fat freezing on our face, namely the double chin area. So like you can see over the picture, this lady with rather severe fat deposits actually got removed after just 2 sessions. So she did about 1 session every 2 months. So after that, you can see she looked so much younger and better, and she don't have to go for liposuction to remove that. Cool. So this is another picture to show different kinds of results, and it's all quite impressive. So it's targeted for double chin fat. All right, so this is very interesting. This is how we learn about face shaping. Okay, so before I progress on to the next talk, will be about body shaping, which is also very important. We're going to do a little bit of a short poll. So this short poll will actually will help us to assess what each of us are interested in, and also we get to know what our friends are interested in. Okay, so okay, I'm going to show the question now for the polls. Okay, all right. All right. So, okay, so let's answer this question. Okay, so question number 1. After months of being locked down at home, which is the most pressing thing you wish to treat? Okay, is it pigmentation? Is it the smile lines you want to treat? Is it your acne scar? Is it a double chin or the figure going out of shape? Or is it the hair loss that you're experiencing? So you have 30 seconds to poll. I wish, bother you more. And this is actually quite fun. And then we have an idea to see, hey, what are people around us are thinking as you poll. Yeah. Wow, I'm seeing the result even as the poll is coming out. Okay, a few more seconds left. So it's just fun. It's just you just share what you feel, okay, for yourself. Don't have to share with somebody else what you think, okay? So you think, oh, maybe you feel that hair loss more important. Some say, no, I need to get my shape back. So it's just something fun to see what people around us are thinking. All right. Okay, so we're finishing. So another 5 more seconds, and then the poll will close for question number 1. Okay, so for question number 1, are we ending the poll soon? Quite soon, Wow. Okay, someone is okay. We're still voting, so I'll wait a bit longer. All right. So okay, another 10 more seconds, then we can all vote for question number 1. Which is bothering you the most? Okay, I think okay, so well. Okay, so for the first question, so conclusion. So actually the biggest group that people feel that it really affects them is actually the pigmentation got worse. Okay, everybody felt, seems like 39% actually felt, oh, it's now rising. 40% feels that pigmentation the issue that's getting worse as you stay at home. Okay, because when for about 2 to 3 months of not getting laser treatment, pigmentation can really worsen. And because some of us, the pigmentation is not just due to sun exposure, but due to the hormone changes. And some of us forgot that blue light exposure, like we're in front of the computer screen or iPads, the blue light itself can stimulate pigmentation. So therefore, okay, so pigmentation is actually the biggest problem that affect people being locked at home, followed by smile lines and wrinkles, because we can't do anything about it. And those of us who are used to doing our maintenance cannot be maintained, so our wrinkles are getting worse. So the third one is actually, hey, double chin and figure of going out of shape. So about 19% experience that. Okay, good. So we'll go on to the next question. Our next question is this, okay? Well, some of us have started to vote already. Okay, so which one of the following do you think is causing you to gain weight? Is it aging, lifestyle, muscle building, eating fried or oily food, and eating sweet and high sugar diet? So, okay, out of those who have voted, wow, okay, so most people feel there's 2 main reasons that make us gain weight during this time, okay? One is a sedentary lifestyle, because we can't get out of the house, right? It's actually dangerous. And secondly, is eating a sugary and sweet food. So, okay, so everybody seems to think alike. Only 19% feels that it's due to eating fried or oily food. So, wow, everybody is so knowledgeable. Yeah, and it's true, aging do cause us to gain weight. Okay, the last question. This is, I hope we're all awake now. Okay, so which of the following you believe is the most effective in permanently reducing body fat? So for our, everybody so fast. Okay, so majority feel that most effective is actually diet control. Just 50% of us feel that it is the most effective, and I totally agree, because if you just keep eating, having buffets and really rich food, it's really almost impossible to remove body fat. So 24% feels that exercise is important. Yes, it's also one of the key factors, because it helps to burn off the calories. Okay. And then, hey, yeah, a lot of people actually know something about fat freezing. Yes, fat freezing is actually one of the permanent methods of reducing body fat. Yeah, liposuction, although it is effective, somehow it's just not popular. So not many people are actually interested in that. Okay, so I'm ending the poll right now, and I think we know that actually today my audience here are all very, very clever. Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay, so I'll stop here. Right. Okay, so the results have all been okay. All right, it's all here, as we said. Wow. Okay, so I'll go on to the next slide now. Okay. All right. Okay, so all right, so I finished all the questions. Okay, so okay, now let's go back to body shaping. So just now I realized that a lot of people here are very knowledgeable, so I'm not going to talk a lot of other things. Basically, I'm talking about these 5 points that people always ask, like, does eating fried food makes us fat? And does bread, rice, and noodle healthier than rice? Okay, so eating fried food is unhealthy, but it is not as bad as culprit as something else. Okay, bread, rice, noodles are not healthier than rice because they're all carbo, and you should go for high fiber kind of carbohydrates so that it has a lower glycemic index, which is safer for the body. And eating sweet food makes you fat. Yes, so this is the one that everybody just now actually was very clever. Okay, and I'll show us a special diagram to explain why. Okay, the next one is eating plenty of fruits are safe. Not really true because fruits are also high in glucose and sucrose. And I think is keto diet, which is now very popular, has some problems if your liver and kidney function are not very healthy because it gives a heavy load on your liver and kidney. Okay, so if you're healthy and young, it's fine, but if you're older, sometimes it can give you some problem, all right? Okay, so main thing is eating sweet food do make us fat. Reason is because they actually bring about the glucose that we eat can actually be absorbed by the body and converted into fat. So our body is very efficient to convert sugar to fat. So that's why sugar equals fat, okay? All right, now we're going straight into body shaping. So body shaping, well, this is like quite a common thing that happens when we have a lot of time and not much things to do. So even the stars, struggle with weight. All right, so they have their not so great moments. And of course, women, we also struggle because we like sweets, we like desserts, and the famous ones also experience that. But the good thing is we'll realize here that, hey, every different culture have a different perception of beauty. So for instance, you can see from the picture here, the Spanish, the Colombians, the Ukrainians actually like women a little bit fuller figured. Okay, so they are women with a bit more fat. Compared to Asia somehow like a bit stricter on ourselves, So actually, yeah, so it's very different, okay? So it's a happy news. All right. Okay, so I'll go on to the next one. Okay, so this picture just explains that as we eat food, the food is absorbed into our body and used as energy source. And then this chart just explains how the sugar that we eat from our carbo and our protein can be converted to fat and glycogen, okay? Yeah, so that's why they become stored into our body as fat. And this picture just explains that if you eat a lot of this keto diet that's high in fat and low in carbo, it actually drives your body to go into this particular ketogenesis cycle so that the fat is broken up instead of the normal sugar. But there is, of course, we have to persist in it. Sometimes there's some health issue may happen. So be very careful. You must drink a lot of fluids when you're on this, okay? So I'm not going to go about any further, just to explain this. All right, next, this is educational. So I'm just going to talk a bit about the body fat that some of us have and we don't know what it means. Okay, so what kind of body fat is bad? Is all body fat bad? Okay, so the verdict is this. Actually, women are in a better position than men in the sense that women have what we call the pear-shaped body. So pear-shaped bodies are fat that deposit around the breast, the lower tummy, the buttocks, and the thighs. Okay, as opposed to apple shape that usually men have. So when the fat is deposited on the upper and lower tummy, the waist, and the back. So apple shape body tends to be found in men as well as post-menopausal women. And studies have found that they are the ones with high risk because fat deposited in the central part of the body is usually related to visceral fat, or we call it like 脂肪肝. So the fat is actually in our liver, in our kidney, in our intestines. And this actually can cause a syndrome X, like 三高, like high blood pressure, high sugar, and high cholesterol. Right? And you have a higher risk of cancers. So actually, apple-shaped body is a more dangerous kind of body shape to have. Okay, so just be careful. But the good news is visceral fat can disappear if you go on a careful diet as well as if you exercise. Okay, yeah, so that's something to note. The next kind of fat a lot of women may be very frustrated with is what we call cellulite. And cellulite is a fat actually that's found in the lower part of the body. It's related to fat cells swelling and push against the septate, causing this orange skin appearances. It's related to some hormone changes in women, and it doesn't happen actually in men. Okay, so actually we today we'll talk about some of the treatments that's available for people who are struggling with being out of shape, okay? Yeah, and the good news is that both men and women can actually benefit from the new technology available. Like for men tend to have very simple requirements, just face, chest, and the abdomen and planks. But women have a lot more requests. They wanted to do their upper arm, their abdomen, buttocks, thighs, calves, face, neck, and everything, because women are more like details, right? Okay, so which are the kind of people who can benefit from a non-surgical kind of body shaping system? Okay, so very important. Firstly, the BMI must be below 27. So what it means, BMI is actually is calculated by the weight divided by the square of your height in meter. So if it's above 27, like 28, 29, that usually means the results will be poorer and not so suitable. And as a rule, people who are younger, let's say people in their below 40s, tend to get much faster results because of the increased metabolism. So once we start the non-surgical treatment, it's very fast. Or a recent onset fat deposit, let's say, just a holiday and you put on weight and you just come and get treated, the results are so much faster. And one thing is, if you're on the treatment, do not gain 5 kg. So it's like, oh, I'm on the treatment, I'm very happy, I'm going to meet my friends for high tea every day. Then you're not going to have the results that you should, okay? And a person with a more active lifestyle, like who people like to exercise, who take long walks regularly, also get much better results, okay? And sometimes we recommend combinations so that you get faster effect. Okay, so basically for us, we have classified the body fat into 3 types: the soft, the hard, and the stubborn fat. And we use various technologies that, melt, blast, freeze, and drain and tone to target these fat without surgery. So this is what we call a laser that removes fat, called the laser slim. So this is quite clever because it just makes the fat cells release all the fat into the system, and our body will use it up, and then we will get rid of it. It's called the gym in a beam because the beam, will get rid of the fat. Okay. So this is a technology from the United Kingdom. It's also got a lot of awards. A lot of people find that after babies, they have a lot of cellulite, a lot of fat, they get good results. But the only thing is you must come every 1 to 2 days for the best results. Okay, but it can get quite fast effects.
Lie down as the pads are placed in the problem area. In just 10 minutes, the lasers containing 36 advanced diodes safely penetrate the skin and are absorbed in the fat cells. The stimulation opens pores in the fat cell wall and breaks down the fat cell contents, allowing fat to escape through the pores. The fat cells then shrink and collapse, and the excess is safely removed by the body's natural metabolic process.
Okay, so that is called the laser slim. So the next step is actually what we call step 2. This is due to using ultrasound or fat cavitation. So the whole idea is that we actually use frequencies at which the fat cells will vibrate, and then it will slowly break down and the fat will disappear because it's like destroyed by the vibration. So the same technology as we learned. So at the right frequency that the scientists have discovered, it will actually explode the entire fat cell and it's broken up. So I think this is a very exciting moment in the fat cell processing. This is quite scary. So now, let's go on to the next one. So that is a cavitation, that's how it works. And the next one I'm going to talk about, I think some of us may have tried it or are interested to find out more about it. Okay, so basically if you can squeeze it, we can freeze it. So it's for fat that's pinchable. And what it means is that at the right temperature and the right suction for the right duration. So usually it's sub-zero temperature from about -8 to -13 degrees Celsius. So at this temperature, fat cells will die in a natural way called apoptosis, and then be passed out through the normal body discharge, like whether there's a liver, kidney, and all that. And it will not leave any scar tissue behind. So this is something that the scientists from Harvard has discovered. And these are the body areas that can be treated. Like it can be treated for the back bra fat, the waist, the tummy, the inner and outer thigh. So there's so many areas that can be treated this way. All right. So usually the sessions, 2 to 3 sessions are needed per zone. So all these circles are considered one zone. And it's done about 6 to 8 weeks apart because that's the time scientists found that we need time to pass out the fat without having to do liposuction. Okay, so this is actually a video that actually can see just now that at the end of the suction, the fat looks like a block of butter. So this is what happened. The fat cells will actually die off. But the skin still look perfectly normal because due to the technology and the temperature, it only targets fat cells. It should not injure even the muscles or the skin. However, we recommend people with very thin skin to see our doctor first to assess whether they can actually undergo this treatment. Okay, so this one is very well researched. So they actually started off by treating it in a pig research, and later on they find that in human, the results is that every session you can reduce by 28 to 28% the fat layer in one session. The common side effect that people will feel is, of course, cold, redness, swelling, some a bit of bruise, and then tingling pain. A small group of people with very sensitive skin can get frostbite, and a certain genetics profile can get this case called a PAH, or hypertrophy of the fat, but it's really rare, and the doctor have to assess you beforehand. Okay, so this is a very safe procedure, interestingly, and over 8 million of the cool sculpting procedure from US has been done, and the European one is already much more than 1 million. So we actually offer both, and we will actually recommend which one is suitable for you. Okay, so both are safe and proven treatments. Interesting point to note is that sometimes when we diet, let's say we just fast for weeks and we look slimmer, the fat cells actually didn't go away. It just shrank. So from maybe a bigger balloon, it became a smaller balloon. But the fat freezing actually kills off the fat cells through the apoptosis or natural cell death. So the total number of fat cells actually reduce. So this is why we call it a permanent way of fat reduction. Okay. So these are some of the photos to show the results. So it's actually quite interesting in the sense that it's not a surgery, you don't really have to exercise, and the fat kinds of go off, but you have to give yourself at least 2 to 4 months to get good results. Okay. And there are people who say that they've been trying for many, let's say, months and weeks and years to exercise, and it just didn't go away. But with this, it actually goes away. Actually, back fat is actually quite a common concern, because when you wear clothes, you find that it's very tight behind. Right, so this one needs about 2 times of the back treatment, so about altogether 8 sessions needed. Even gentlemen see results. In fact, this treatment is very popular among the men because they want something effective and they really don't like massage or any kind of body wraps to get treatment with effects. Now there are more and more indications such as the underarms, good for fat reduction, outer thigh and inner thigh. For some men who have the issue of gynecomastia or fat deposits on the chest, it can also be used to treat that without surgery. Okay. All right, so after the fat is reduced, some of us will realize, oops, how come I become so flabby, right? And what can we do about it? So usually there's 2 things we can do. Firstly, you should continue to exercise to tone out your inner muscles like the pec major, the rectus abdominis. But there are also technology that can make your skin muscles tighten. All right, so we actually recommend quite a lot of technology like Thermage, Ultraformer, Ultherapy, Haifu. So interestingly, just like I mentioned that there are some new indications. All right. So just like I was saying that now the Haifu has something new. So this Korean Haifu, Ultraformer, actually has come up with a macro focus setting. So macro focus is the one that we're using for the skin. So it's very accurate. It just hit the exact depth you wanted. But the macro focus is not so precise because it wanted to heat up the fat such that the fat cells actually break down. So it actually can be used for fat reduction. I saw the fat is not very thick, and if you also need to do tightening, so it's a 2-in-1 treatment. So this is something new and it's gaining popularity in the rest of the world because you can remove a thinner layer of fat and tighten your skin as well. So certain small areas like spot, like for example under the armpit areas, the knee area, they are very popular nowadays because in Singapore we like to wear sleeveless because it's so warm. Right. So Thermage used to be very popular, but that is only 2 to 3 millimeter. So comparatively, 2 to 3 millimeter is not as deep as like sometimes 9 to 13 millimeter. But it's good for the tummy. Let's say after having children, the body skin is very stretched and it's very loose. So Thermage works very well as well. So we also offer that. Then for maintenance, a lot of people will want to do like the milder kind of Haifu or RF or even X-Wave to maintain the body and the cellulite. So we also offer that, but the only thing is you need to do it regularly, like once every 1 to 2 weeks to have good effect. So a lot of people like it. It's like a detox, they feel, okay? All right, so actually we'll be having good results. So when our patients are willing to embark on a program and be consistent in their attendance, they actually get good results, okay? Right. So more treatments are usually needed for the milder treatment, but they're comfortable. So you can treat the body in different parts. Okay, so actually that's the end of my talk for today. Usually during our webinars, we have some kind of a treatment bundles that we will share with our friends who attend our talk so that they get to try out some of our treatments in tiny bundles. Okay, yeah, so I leave it to Lorraine. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Shah, for such an insightful sharing. It's Q&A time. Let's have our panelist doctor join us now in this session. This afternoon, we'll be having Dr. Tay and Dr. Janelle with us. Let's now watch a short video introduction of our team of doctors.
Hi everybody, my name is Dr. Chen Yiming. I'm 37 years old this year and I graduated from NUS in 2007.
I'm Dr. Tay here. I'm Deputy Medical Director here at CSK.
My name is Dr. Janelle Goh and I'm an aesthetic doctor with ClearSK.
I have been in primary care and aesthetic practice since 2011. That's coming to about 10 years already. My special interest is in treatment of pigmentation, facial volume augmentation, and anti-aging.
For me, my main interests include skin boosters such as Rejuven, Rejuva, whitening skin boosters, hydrating skin boosters, lasers, and non-invasive anti-aging procedures.
For 15 years, I've been doing aesthetic medical treatments, thousands and thousands. 15 minutes more? Spans across all aspects of modern medical aesthetics, and with a particular interest in injectables. So for example, Botox fillers, PDRN, and all their excellent effects in health.
Hope you enjoyed the talk today. I'll be seeing you later during the question and answer.
Thank you, Dr. Tay and Dr. Janelle, for your warm introduction. Unfortunately, Dr. Chen is not able to join us today as he's engaged in the clinic. We look forward to Dr. Chen joining us in our next webinar. We will now have our panelist doctor to address questions from our audiences in this Q&A session. So audiences, you may submit your questions via the Q&A box you can find at the center bottom of your screen. Okay, let's take on the first question. I'm in my early 40s. Would you recommend one session of Altera or more sessions of milder Haifu?
Wow, this is interesting, this question, huh? Dr. Tay would like to take first, then after Dr. Janelle can give her opinion.
Dr. Tay, can you hear us?
Oh, yeah. Hi. Okay. Okay. Well, yes, Jeannie, that's a good question. Now, this is a perfect age for you to start considering doing skin tightening. So the question is whether would you recommend one time Altera or more sessions of milder Haifu? The answer is actually quite simple. I would recommend doing a one-time Altera to start. The results are clearer, stronger, you get great results. And subsequently, if you found that the lifting and tightening is good, you should continue with maintenance treatments with the milder Haifu. You may even do it once in 2 or 3 months, or some patients do it up to once a month. I hope that answers your question.
Dr. Janelle, do you have any opinion to add?
Yeah, I actually agree with Dr. Tay because usually I get my patients to do the stronger one first, and I will advise them to maintain with Altera because it's less painful and the results are immediate. And actually, it can, if they do it regularly, it can actually even prolong the Altera in between slightly longer. Yeah.
Yeah, I also agree with what Dr. Janelle and Dr. Tay have shared. But what I sometimes do as a cheat sheet, in the sense that see, some of them are really scared of pain, and they're like, wow, I cannot take it. So I actually let them try a small area with the mild one first, like maybe the jowls here is very heavy. Then after doing, they see the immediate lifting. Then I let them decide whether they want to try the stronger one, or they're like, I'm quite happy the mild one, I just do more times. But some of them like really scared. I don't know why I get this like really frightened of pain type. So they still can do that. So I'll feel the advantage is that you save time, but personally I also find it very painful. So I guess like scared of pain people. Yeah, great. I think I hope that answered your question, Jeannie. Right. Okay, so next,
Yeah, we have Sarah asking, in earlier slide that you have been showed, it was mentioned that each body area needs 2 to 3 sessions of fat freeze. Does that mean after that is done and I can move on to the other areas if needed, example, back thighs?
Oh, okay. Okay. Right.
Dr. Shah, can you see the question?
Yeah, I can see. Okay. All right. So, okay, maybe this one I'll take first, because this is a common question that I get. Okay. So each area needs 2 to 3 sessions of fat freeze. Yeah, it's true. Does that mean that after it's done, I can move on? Yeah. Okay, actually, most people are very efficient. They will not just do one area. Like, for example, one area just now we show on the picture is like just one side of the waist. So they will actually do like, both waist and both lower tummy, the lower tummy, upper tummy at the same time. That means maybe they will do 4 sessions in one go, upper, lower tummy, right, left. Then they will do the next session 2 months later. So they won't do like one area only, because it looks very funny, right? If like your one side of the waist is smaller, then your left side, you're not going to do anything about it. So most people will do the entire related area at one go, and then they wait 2 months for the next sessions. So the next round. Yeah, so they always do a few areas. Yeah. So I hope that answers your question, because most people will do like 4 parts or 6 parts at one go, so that they can look nice together. Yeah, otherwise just one area looks lopsided. Right. Yeah. Then if you talk about back of thigh, then then let's say after they do the tummy, then they want to go do the thigh, then they'll do it the next. They can do it even like a few days later or the next round, but we don't recommend just do one small part. That looks funny, like the thigh is half side slimmer, half side fatter. Yeah. The other doctors have any opinions about this?
I think the general principle. Okay, go ahead, Janelle.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
Okay, the general principle is that each area can be treated at the same time, literally. So if you want to do the tummy on the same day or the next day, you want to do the thighs, there's no problem. But each area would need treatment of at least 2 to 3 sessions, and each time we do the treatment, you get a bit of improvement. And in fact, the research has shown about 20% of fat reduction each time you do the treatment. The part of the fat that has been fat frozen, 20% of it disappears permanently, which is a good thing. So if you are keen to do multiple areas, you can do that in one session, and try to do as many as you can altogether. If you want to do the same area again, you must separate it by a month or so. Yeah. I think Janelle may have something to say.
Janelle.
Oh yeah, because I agree with what you have mentioned, because I think that it takes a long time for each area to be treated. Each cycle is about an hour. But also, why is it important that you treat the areas that you want to treat simultaneously? It's also because you need to do firming after the fat freeze, because after the fat layer is actually dissolved, then the skin over it may turn a little bit flabby. So of course we want to look nice, toned and firm. So after the fat freeze, it's better to couple it with a bit of firming treatment to optimize the result. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right. So which question?
Let's take on, I think Esther was asking, what is the most effective procedure for treating fine lines on the forehead?
Oh, okay. Dr. Gina, you want to take it first?
Okay. Well, I think we have to determine whether or not the lines are dynamic lines, whether it's it's accentuated by movement, of which then we would actually recommend a little bit of Botox on the forehead. But however, if it's static lines, then we can recommend things like collagen stimulators like Baby Skin Booster to help to smooth out the fine lines, or KIV, a little bit of fillers. Yeah, but we really have to assess the face to see what type of lines they are on the forehead, because it's really common. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Dr. Janelle. I think we have 2 more questions, then we can move on. So let's take another question. Do your clinic also help out to plan a diet program with the treatments to have a better results?
Dr. Tay, you'd like to reply that? What's the question?
Do our clinic help to plan out a diet program with the treatment to have better results? At the last, I think there's the last question by Nat. Dr. Tay, can
if
you
you
see
like
the
me
question?
to answer, am I muted?
Yes. At the last question, do you see?
We have, yes. So Nat, we have nutritionists in the clinic that you can speak to, and they'll give you good advice about the type of foods that would be appropriate to eat and so on. In addition to that, if you consult doctors like myself, Dr. Xiao, Dr. Janelle, we will give you advice on what to eat. And it's practically very simple. It's just that it's very hard to do. You know, it's one of those things where the theory is easy, the actual execution is difficult. So in simple terms, we would give you a bit of a diet plan. The basics is essentially planning between caloric restriction or type of food restriction. And then we'll go into detail depending on your needs, because everyone is slightly different. Some people can fast for a long time, no problem. Some people cannot. Some people can stop eating carbo, no problem. Some people cannot. So the best diet that will work for you is the one that you can stick to. And that's where the doctor and the nutritionist comes in to discuss it and tailor it to your needs. But the quick answer is yes, we will try to help you with that.
Thank you, Dr. Tay. We'll take the last question from the audience. For sunken under eye with obvious lines, dark circle, is Rejuven intense injection better than Thermage or therapy, as this therapy may make the area more dry?
Okay, this one, Janelle, you want to take this, reply to this first? Then we can chip in.
Okay, so I think the question is asking whether Rejuven eye is superior over our therapy or Thermage for eyes. So I guess actually the best answer is to get best results. Actually, it should be done, or can be done, but in a stepwise fashion. I would recommend to do Thermage eyes because it can go really close to the upper eyelid to give a bit of a lift. It can treat the under eye area, help with your dark circles, and also your fine lines under eye. And because it's a radio frequency technology from US, you only need to do it once a year. And that one was actually a very natural result because it stimulates your own collagen to grow. Typically, patients start seeing good results after 3 to 6 months. As a maintenance, I offer my patients to do Rejuven eye, generally once a month for the first 3 months. This one helps to stimulate collagen growth and helps with the improvement of under eye fine lines and dark circles. So the quick answer is actually both are advisable, but in a stepwise fashion to do Thermage prior to Rejuven eye. Yeah.
Okay. Anything to add, Dr. Tay?
Yes, I think, hold on a moment. Yes. So in addition to Rejuven eye and Thermage of the eye, I think you mentioned you have a sunken under eye. One of the benefits that you should be looking at, or one of the treatments you should be considering, is to reverse the loss of volume under the eye, which means that you need something to voluminize the area. And one of the good ways to do it is with injectable fillers. So if you think of it in three dimensions, you have lost volume under the eye. So when the light shines down on your eyes, and I'll show you an example. If you see, like, this is a lamp. If the lamp is shining up above my eyes, and I have a bit of sunkenness here. Oh, can you hear me? the dark eye circles look much more obvious. Can you see that? Now, if I take it away, suddenly I have much better dark eye circles. So this means that the dark eye circles are partially related to your sunken eye and because of the shadow. Therefore, you need to voluminize it and lift it up so that there's no more shadow. And suddenly part of the dark circles goes away. Then thinking of the thermage and the Rejuran, you have to think of it like energy treatments to tighten the skin, that's the thermage. Then the Rejuran eye is a bit like giving the right nutrition and the DNA and the healing boost to the skin cells to respond to the thermage. So you do those two together, you get the best skin tightening. You do the filler, you get the most restoration of the sunken under eye. So it's a three-pronged approach.
I actually support what our doctor said, actually correct. So actually it's quite important that combination treatment might be needed if your skin is very weak, like what Dr. Gina recommends, to improve your skin tone. Because if the skin is very weak and you just put fillers straight away, some people will have a bulgy looking appearance, because fillers are quite it's a jelly, it can bulge a little bit. If the skin is very poor tone, but the skin is very strong, very firm, then the results are fantastic. So what we have is actually this combination. That's why I have to see the doctor first to explain to you what's the best combi. Yeah. There's actually one more question, Lorraine, from Esther. She's asking about her thigh.
Esther, is it?
Yeah, she asked about the fat
yeah,
free
yes,
something
correct.
else.
So yes, we'll take it from her, the last question. I have tried fat freeze on my thigh areas, but the treatments have not been very effective. What other treatments will you recommend?
Okay, so this one, I think I'll just take it because we want to end off quickly already. So typically, yes. I think like just how we shared about the new treatments that we have, like using Haifu as supplement to other treatments. So sometimes fat freeze for the inner thigh, we realize the inner thigh size of fat, you can't really pinch it very well because it's thinner. And that's why we have to get a technology that doesn't need the fat to be very pinchable. So like Haifu is because we can actually do two things. We can break down the fat and we can tighten the skin there. And we know the skin there is very thin. So I would recommend that she can try our combination treatment, but it's quite important that it probably should let our doctor check again, like for example, the Haifus that we have, and we also have the cavitation and all that. So sometimes combination gives a far better result just one single treatment. Yeah, that's why we have all these other things to help it. Okay, so maybe Esther, you can make an appointment to try out, because I think today we have some promotion. You can try a lot of small bundles to try it. Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Xiao and Dr. Tay and Dr. Janelle for answering all the questions. We are not able to address all the questions from all of you today. However, you'll be given the chance to do so by booking a private e-consult session with our doctors. And we usually receive quite an overwhelming response to meet up with the doctors for the last 3 webinars. And also, if you want to speak with our skin specialist to know more about today's special webinar promo, you may do so as well. So we'll be posting a polling page now. You'll see it on the screen. And you can submit your request now. We'll give you a minute's time to tabulate the results. You can even submit both at the same time, requesting to see the doctor and speak with our skin specialist. For all the requests that we receive later on, our skin specialist will actually connect with you by this evening. Okay, let's have another 30 seconds more, then we will close the poll. Okay, another 10 seconds more, then we can tabulate the results and connect with you again this evening. Okay, I think we can finalize the poll. And thank you very much, audiences, for your submission. And let's continue to stay tuned and to know more about today's webinar promotion. So before I show you how to obtain your goodie bag, let's take a look at what's the special promo today. So as you can see, we actually offer very attractive treatments, from facelifting and body shaping treatments and an attractive 25% discount, as you can see, ranging from as low as $540 to even $900, as I'm going to show you the next slide later, for 3 sessions each, right? So for every spending between $1,000 to $3,000, you stand to get products such as Rejuvenate Mask, Neostrata Restorative Tube, and our signature skin firming and hydration serum, which is worth up to $165. So if let's take a look at the next slide, which I think there is a Fat Fish program. Yes, correct. Thank you. So this way you can actually get as low as $900 for 3 sessions. Is a very good promotion for today. You can consider. So if you have decided any of these packages, you can consider our other popular products and treatments via our newly launched Clear SK eShop. If you have not visited our eShop, I encourage you to actually hop on to our Clear SK online shop. Yes, that's where we actually have various treatments and products that you can consider. And you can even enjoy a delivery, which is free if you actually spend a minimum of $500 and above. So let me just post a very quick one into this box. Okay, I've just posted the eShop link so that you can actually save it and visit us later. And also to take note that the special that I shared earlier on are only for today and tomorrow, and you may speak to our skin specialist for more information later on. Okay, how to enjoy the attractive membership price? You have to sign up first as a Club CSK member. And remember, if you are getting your goodie bag today, you need to register as a Club CSK member as well if you have not done so. So let's take a brief look at the rewards of being a member. You'll get to enjoy the attractive benefits such as monthly free trial, up to 30% discount for our products, treatments, and packages. What's more, you can also receive a surprise birthday gift set and a free trial on your birthday month. As for all our VIP members by invitation only, you will enjoy the double rewards with exclusive customized offers and a box of signature Aqua Radiance mask on your birthday month. Okay, now let's hop on to how to get your goodie bag and sign up as a Club CSK member. So now there's a QR code that's displayed on the screen. You can get your phone and QR scan the code. And this will actually direct you to a feedback form. Help us fill in a short survey, right? And remember to fill up the, there's 2 options. For the goodie bag, you can either have it collected, arranged, to be collected at your preferred branch, or you may actually opt for delivery service as well, which you just need to pay another additional $5 and it will be delivered to your house within about 5 to 7 working days. Okay, for you to join the Club CSK link, you can also find it towards the end of the survey form. So in case you miss it, I'll just post it now also on the chat box. You can also copy and save it in your phone and get yourself signed up. Okay, so if you, let's hop on to the next screen. In case you have not scanned your QR code, you can still do it when later on, when you exit the webinar, you have this pop-up message, which you can actually select and go to the link that is directed for you. Okay, Ken, so how to stay connected with ClearSK? So we welcome you to stay connected with us, for updates, inquiries, and bookings of appointments, which you can reach us via our hotline, text WhatsApp to 9710-8808. Okay, Dr. Shah, we are nearing the end of the webinar. Do you have anything to add on to tell our audiences?
Oh, okay. They can see me, is it?
Yes.
Okay. So hi, everybody. Thanks for spending Sunday with us. I think it's a very fun time to learn something. Do come down if you want a consultation. I think it's better so the doctor can personally assess you to see what actually suits you. Yeah, because I know after the COVID lockdown, everybody is like stuck. And yeah, but do make an appointment because we can't really take walk-in because we are have to have the safe distance measures, and also we're quite packed this period after the holidays. Yeah, I mean holiday after the lockdown. Yeah. Okay, so do make an appointment early. You can through the number that's shown. So look forward to seeing you and sharing with you what we know. All right.
Thank you, Dr. Shao, and thank you everybody for staying with us, throughout this 1 hour plus. So we have now come to the end of the webinar. So thank you so much.
I want to say something very quick.
Yes, Dr. Tay.
I want to show everybody that these are the things you'll see when we come. And you can barely see us. Look, we're wearing the helmets and the shields and the masks. You can worse than that. You can't recognize me once you're there, okay? But anyway, what we want to let you know is that we are following all the regulations, the MOH. In fact, we do more than is required. And all of this to ensure safety and that we won't turn into a new cluster, okay? So we want everybody to be comfortable and confident that we are also doing our best to manage risk during this COVID period. And I hope we get through all this and go back to normal as soon as possible. We're almost at normal now. Okay, so thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Dr. Tay, for making our audiences feel so reassured and safety. So thank you for the time also the doctors have answered and giving us an interesting and lively Q&A session. So we hope all of you have enjoyed today's webinar. And do keep a lookout for the next webinar by ClearSK via our EDM invite. We shall now all say our goodbyes here and hope to see you very, very soon.
I noticed that some participants have raised hands, so somebody will talk to them with it. I noticed some raised hands.
Yes, I think most of them. I think we have a connection. From our customer service support. So no worries. I mean, those who have any questions, please connect. With Natalie and Laurel. Who has been connecting with you. Maybe you want to have the QR code and any other questions. Please feel free to drop me a WhatsApp. That. Yes. So, okay, let's have a goodbyes here. Thank you so much. We'll miss you. See you soon. Bye.